The Perfect World Shanghai Major starts later this week, so I'm going to break down everything so you know what to expect. In this first video, we're going to go over the format and teams in the Challengers stage. I've included links in the description for a bracket making website to help you plan out your pick'ems, and I'll be posting more videos in the next couple of days where we go over the Legends stage and playoffs, so make sure to subscribe to be notified when those drop. Well, I'll quit stalling and let's break down the format. The Challenger stage will play out the same way as the RMRs, with the opening matches all being best of ones, then all elimination and qualification matches being best of threes. Teams must win 3 matches without losing 3 themselves, and there are 16 teams here competing in this stage, but only 8 will advance to the Legend stage, so competition here is tight. To break down the teams in the Challenger stage, I'm going to do what I did in my RMR videos and just separate them into 3 tiers: frontrunners, contenders, and longshots, and just give a few words on each. The frontrunner tier is teams that should make it through to the next stage, barring a complete collapse. Unfortunately for us, the major isn't as clear-cut as the RMRs, and I think almost any team can lose out here. I'm only going to put 2 teams in this tier, and that's going to be Liquid and Mongols. For Liquid, I think they have such a higher individual skill than many of the other teams here, and the only way I see them bombing out here is if multiple of their players are in poor form. As for the Mongols, they're the best team here. They have great players and a great system, along with multiple tournament wins this year. It would be one of the biggest surprises of the major if they didn't go through. The Longshots. I'm not saying these teams can't make it to the Legend stage, but it would take a miracle. In this tier, I have Wildcard, Rare Atom, Imperial, Gamer Legion, and FlyQuest. These teams are mostly here because I wasn't impressed by their showings at the RMRs, either because they didn't beat any good teams, or because they lost games to worse competition. Out of all these teams, I can see Gamer Legion squeaking through with a lucky bracket, but I wouldn't count on it. That lastly brings us to Contenders. Contenders are the teams that are going to be battling it out in the upper and lower brackets with a real shot at claiming one of the remaining qualification spots. The teams filling up this tier are Furia, VP, MIBR, Cloud9, Complexity, Big, Passion UA, Fnatic, and Pain. All these teams are capable of getting hot and cruising through the opening stage, but are also just as likely to bomb out. Passion UA has the best story of all the teams here. For all 5 players, this is not only their first major, but the RMRs were their first real LAN. They play a very exciting and in-your-face brand of Counter-Strike and have won the first map in every series they played at the RMR. If you're looking for a fun team to watch and root for, these guys are for you. As for my predictions, I didn't like the bracket I ended up making, but it's what I think will end up happening. I have the Mongols and Complexity going 3-0, Passion, Furia, Liquid as my 3-1s, and Cloud9, Pain, and VP squeaking by as my 3-2s. My 0-3s are Rare Atom and Imperial, but it seems like whenever you bet on a Tier 3 Asian team to not win a game, they inexplicably manage to steal one. But what do you think of my picks? Like I mentioned earlier, I'm including a link to a bracket maker down in the description, so make your own and compare it to mine. Also, be sure to subscribe so you can be notified when I release my videos for the Legend stage and playoffs.